Welcome to another episode of Blocks and Barriers with me, Tracy, the health coach. Today, I decided to do a special episode. This month, in the month of March, it is Long COVID Awareness Month. Long COVID is something that I know about. In fact, today, it is 5 years since I started that journey. And I thought I would share some of the things that have worked for me. The thing about long COVID is all of us who have long COVID are different in that our symptoms are different. So what I'm going to share may not work for you. So you can pick what will work for you, and what doesn't work for you, just leave it out. And anyone who's struggling with any health challenges, you're welcome to pick again what may work for you and what doesn't. You know yourself, just leave what doesn't work for you. So I'm going to share with you a few things that worked for me. So the first thing I would say is vulnerability, being vulnerable with yourself to say, you know what, this is what I can do, this is what I can't do, this is where I am. And maybe before, or let's do it this way. I was a certain way, but this is where I now am. And I think it's important to do that because then you're just acknowledging there's a change. And it's okay not to be okay. So for now, this is where you are. We don't know how things may evolve, but as of today, this is what you can do. This is what you cannot do. And I think that's important also so that you can then decide or make adjustments to your life so that if you know, I can't do this, I can't do 1, 2, 3, but I can do 4, then it gives you a way of not pushing yourself more than you should, so that your recovery is not delayed or prolonged because you're overdoing things. So I think the first thing to do is just be vulnerable with yourself. The second thing with that, or the second thing that can help you in your journey, is please do not compare yourself to others. And others includes you. So you may be tempted or you may be obsessed with comparing yourself to what you used to be able to do. That is not going to help. We're looking for things that can boost us. We're looking for things that can build us up. So comparing yourself to others, comparing yourself to yourself before your diagnosis or before your illness is not going to help. So I would say, please avoid the temptation of comparing yourself to others. And even as I share these things, and I've also written a blog, please do not do not compare your journey with mine. Again, we've had different symptoms probably, and even if we've had similar symptoms, our journeys are different. Our bodies are different. So our experience will be different. Our recovery will be different. So we need to acknowledge these things. Then that can help us to understand and remember not to compare ourselves to others, including who we were before. Then the next thing that's very key in any journey where you're recovering or you're going through chronic illness is to learn to listen to your body. Your body is always giving you signals. And for me, when I got breathless, when I got chest pain, I knew I had overdone it. Or I knew whatever activity I had done, I needed to stop or maybe to do it differently. But at that point, if I was breathless, then I needed to stop and I needed to rest. So learn to listen to your body because it's always telling you something. And the reason why it's telling you something is just to protect yourself. So when your body is giving you these signals, please pay attention to them and take action as needed. So if your body is telling you you need to rest, then rest. If you're getting a headache, like I know for me, if I've not taken a break and I've been working, then I'll get a headache. And I know there's no need for painkiller at that point because my body is just telling me, you've been working, you need to rest. So learn to listen to your body. It's always giving you signals to protect yourself. So learn to listen to your body. The next important thing after learning to listen to your body, you've been vulnerable with yourself to know where you are, where you're not. And also, what was the second thing? The second thing was, not comparing yourself to others. So then the next thing is to just recognize what you're able to do. You may be able to do 1, 2, 3. You can't do 4, 5, 6, but you can do 7, 8, 9. So just maybe write a list of the things you're able to do, and you'll see why. Just write a list, as small as it may be, as minuscule as it may be, as insignificant as it may be. Just write down the things you can do, and write. And also why this is important is because it actually shows you, yes, you're not in the body that you're used to, or you're not where you used to be, and you're in this place where you're limited, but at the same time, there are some things that you can do. However small they are, however insignificant they look, but there are some things you can do. So when you've written your list, this will then help you to do the next thing. Human beings, we need a routine. Now, for anyone with long COVID, anyone with any health challenges, your routine will not look like the same as somebody else. And in fact, your routine today may not look as similar, or may not be similar as your routine last week or even tomorrow. So your routine may look like, at the beginning of the day, listen to your body. Can I do much today? Or can I do something today? Or can I not do anything? So you check with yourself. And then if you're able to do things today, then maybe write a list of some things you can do based on that list, your ability list of the things you're able to do. So if you're able to walk to the living room from your bed, then you can say, today I will walk from the bedroom to the living room, and that will be your form of activity. That will be your form of moving your body. Or if today you're feeling low in energy and you just want to listen to music, then you'll just listen to music, and be specific. I listen to Michael Jackson's Bad album. And then that can give you excitement and have something to look forward to, so that even on your down days, you still feel you're doing something, and this will give you a sense of power, a sense of control, because when you have these chronic illnesses, you really feel like you're not in control. So it's really important to find ways to gain some kind of control. And you can tell I'm a Michael Jackson fan. So then you've done your routine. So it can look like, it will look different depending on your health at the moment. So if you're someone like me, I can do a routine for the next month or the next week. For somebody else, they will take it day to day, and even maybe later on in the day, if they don't feel well, you adjust and you just go on rest mode. So there's nothing wrong, but just having something you're looking forward to the day, something that you've decided to do, just helps you to be in a routine, so that you're not just doomed by the illness and what it has done for your body. So just a routine in some way. I remember for me during the pandemic, so I got sick just before the first lockdown, and I knew I now had time. I now had time to do anything I pleased, but I didn't want to just watch TV that whole day. So I created a timetable for myself. I used that time to catch up with my professional development for my pharmacy work. So there were some things I planned to read, some courses I planned to do, and this was the time for me to do it. So I structured my day realistically, with some of the things for my professional development, other things I wanted to learn, like how do you make ketchup and things like that. So I made it fun. And then in the evening, I had my sort of home time. So I think it was 5 or 6 o'clock, almost like I would work. Then now I could watch my series, my TV programs. At that time, there was all these DJs on Facebook, or there was Versus, and yeah, so in the evening was my entertainment time, and in the morning was my reading time and learning and that kind of growth. But I was able to do that, so that's why I did it. So for you, just see what's possible for you, and then you make your own routine in your own way, whether it will be flexible every day, whether you do it in the morning when you wake up, however you do it, it's you to decide, because it's you who knows what's best for you. It's you who knows exactly how you feel. So it's you then to design what will work for you on that given day. So then, after you've designed your daily routine, I think another important thing is having a support system, whether it's your family, your friends, just having people to talk to. I found this very helpful because then I got distracted during the day or during the evening. I'm talking to my friends. We're talking about, the lockdown and this and that, and just getting my mind away from the illness. So I think that's really important to have a community that you trust, that you can be open with, that you know you'll be supported. And sometimes it's difficult with chronic illnesses in that some people don't understand, first of all, in the case of long COVID, they don't understand what it is. And for many people I've seen on the support groups I've been in, some of their family, some of their friends have dismissed their condition, and they think they label you as lazy, or you've given up, when that's not true. That's far from the truth. So find people who will be supportive, who will be encouraging, who will be understanding, who will be empathetic. And if you feel someone is not doing that for you, then that's a sign that you need to make some decisions there. I won't tell you what to do, but you know what to do for yourself. Now, in terms of community and support, it's such a good time we live in that there's so many support groups for almost everything and anything. So it's just a matter of searching and finding them, whether you're on social media or you can do a Google search and see in your area if there are any meetings or any groups that are available for whether it's long COVID or any other health challenge that you have, whether they're online, whether they're meeting in person, and just see what works for you, or even things like Eventbrite. So I know I found one support group that was meeting online, and there are many on Facebook. So if that feels like something that would work for you, then definitely look into that. The advantage and the strong point of support groups is that there are people who are going through the same thing you are, so they understand. You don't have to explain yourself, and you can relate to each other, even if, like I said, for long COVID, our symptoms may be different, but our experiences in some things, in the way in your appointments, in your just the general or the overall picture of your illness, people will they'll understand what you're going through because they're going through the same thing. So right there, that feels so supportive and encouraging. And they can encourage you during times when you're feeling low, if you're able to share, or if you just want to look, and it just, you can approach it in a way that feels good for yourself. The only downside, or one of the big downsides of support groups, is that as humans, we feel for each other. So if people are sharing, their experiences, and it's a sad experience and it's a difficult experience, and we feel something. So sometimes if you repeatedly see, someone's sad experience or negative experience, it can also take a toll on you. So again, listen to your body. If after going on the support group, you feel more down than up, then you may need to adjust how often you attend. So you may say, maybe today I won't attend, tomorrow I will, or this week I will, next week I won't. Just do what feels right for you. So just take note of that as well. Now, when you're going through illness or challenges like having a chronic illness, it's not the first time you've had a difficult time in your life. So what have you done before to help you? So for me, what helps me in difficult times, even to this day, is my faith. So for me, I was praying, I was reading my Bible, I was listening to sermons, I was talking to people who will pray for me. They prayed for me. They encouraged me, they sent me verses and things like that. So for you, what has worked for you before so that you can use that in this time of difficulty? So again, it will look different for all of us. So, but just find something that works for you that you've done before to help you, to help you. So if you're someone who unfortunately you've resorted to unhealthy coping mechanisms, then feel free to reach out to a professional who can help you find new ways, new healthy ways to deal with what you're dealing with. Then from that, they can also help you to build a new healthy coping mechanism to deal with what you're dealing with. So look out or look back in the past at what's been your winning formula for the difficult times that you've gone through. Then you can use that for this experience as well. Another important thing is to be open with your healthcare professionals about what is going on with you and how you feel and the impact to your life. Give them the full picture. Sometimes we feel, oh, we're being a burden. You're not being a burden. You need to be able to give your healthcare professional as much information so they can help you as much as possible. If you give them this much of your story, then the help they'll give you may look like this much, and then you'll be wondering why nothing is happening. So give them the full picture so they can help you as fully as possible, or be able to refer you and connect you with other places or other resources that can help you, so that can help you in all the ways that you need help. So be open to share with your healthcare professionals exactly what's going on. Perhaps write a list before you see them so that you know you can go to that appointment confidently, knowing I'm going to talk about the things that matter to me. And then when you leave, you're not feeling guilty or you're not feeling bad that you forgot to say this and you forgot to say that. So sometimes make a list of what you want to talk about. And also you can find someone who can attend the appointment with you, because sometimes it can be too much, or maybe you're just tired, you're not even paying attention, not unintentionally, but you're just tired and you can't take in, or sometimes maybe it's just too much. And having someone there can also give you another perspective, or they can ask something that maybe you hadn't considered, which will overall help you in your care plan. So consider taking someone with you, someone again who's supportive, who can fight your corner together with you. Now, another thing that's important to do is to find a way to track or monitor yourself. So I know sometimes we can have oximeters, we can have peak flows, we can have thermometers, blood pressure. Just find a way, and of course, listening to your body. Just having a way to track yourself so that you can see, hey, on this day, my peak flow was this, but on today, it's really gone down. So then you can see, okay, what is it that I've done? And then you can make adjustments. Or if you see your blood pressure creeping up or your saturation levels going down, then you know it's time to reach out to the doctor. So sometimes you can listen to your body, but we can have these other aids that can help us keep track of how we really are. But don't go too overboard, which I know it's very tempting, because sometimes you just want to do something or keep on top of things, but don't let it be controlling you. You control how you monitor yourself. So tracking your progress is important. So you can also see when you have good days, and then you can reflect and think, okay, what did I do so that my peak flow or whatever was better on that day? So it helps you get a good picture of the positive and the negative, and then you can make adjustments. So tracking your progress in some way, or even just noting how you feel in the morning, in the evening, as often as you can, as often as you want to. So just have a way of doing that, and then maybe have a time when you can look at it, not maybe every day, but just sometimes, just so you can see the big picture of what's really happening to you. Another important thing is to do things that make you smile. It can be such a difficult time to go through an illness that perhaps no one even understands. No one knows what to do. No one can give you an explanation. All the tests seem to come back negative, or they just don't show anything. So it can be a really frustrating, challenging time, and it can take a toll on your mental health. So again, we need things that will build us up. So doing things that make you smile, according to your capacity, according to your ability, is very important. So again, in your routine, just make sure you can add something that makes you smile. And again, check on yourself each day. What can I do? And then if you can listen to music, if you can paint, if you can draw, if you can knit, whatever you can that makes you smile, then you can do it for as short as you want to, or as long as your body allows. Again, please don't do anything that will overdo yourself or make you feel worse, or make you, as I remember my rehab trainer used to say, only do something to the level or intensity that you know the next day you can continue with what you need to do. So please don't overdo it. Now, also remember, even though you're going through this chronic illness, you still need to take care of your body, because especially in this moment when you're going through the chronic illness, it needs you to eat healthy, your veggie more than anything, your fruit to give you those vitamins to help your body. You still need to get quality sleep as best as possible. I know for long COVID, this can be a real challenge, but having a winding down routine, making sure you're not on social media too much, you're not scrolling too much, because that's also going to drain you. Making sure whatever you're watching on social media or on TV is also positive, so that you're thinking positively, and just keeping things simple. Just keeping things simple. So you still need to take care of your body as best as you can, drinking your water and just doing all the things that your body needs to continue to help you in your journey to better health. So when you've done all these things, each day when you start your day, just check on yourself and just ask yourself, what can I do? I can do my routine list today, then make your routine. If you want to have 3 things on your routine, that's fine. Or you can tell yourself, okay, besides the things I have said I can do, what else can I do? What different thing can I do? Then this way you're exploring, you're opening your mind to new things, because again, we want to build ourselves up. But remember, you're only going to do what your body is able to do. So please, again, do not overdo it. So if maybe you've been saying, I'll do some reading, I'll do my knitting, I'll do my painting, or I listen to music, then maybe you can say, you know what, today I listen to this album, or today I'll look for another pattern. Just do something a little bit extra, not over, but just something new, so that today you've done something new. Yesterday you did something new. Today you've done something new according to your capacity. Then this will build you up. This will give you something exciting, and just build some sort of fun and excitement in your life, so that again, you're not just in the doom and gloom of the disease or the illness. Another important thing to do is to celebrate small wins. Any small thing you can do, acknowledge it and celebrate it. Maybe not with food and drink. I always say that, not with food or drink, but just recognize it and be joyful that you can be able to do something that maybe you were not able to do. So example for me, I remember my respiratory physiotherapist had told me to walk 20 minutes and I couldn't. So then when my doctor in Kenya had told me if I don't do anything, my body will just sit and waste away, then I started doing my walking. Now this, again, this is what worked for me. It may not work for you, and for some people, it may be more harmful. So please don't do anything just like that. Talk to your doctor and then decide what's best for you. So for me, how I started, I just started walking from one end of the living room to another end, to the other end. And Then I could move up, I could walk maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and I recognized and I was able to just acknowledge and be joyful and be happy that, hey, I can now walk 5 minutes. So remember, your targets are going to be different to anyone else's, and we're not comparing anyone else, and we're not comparing ourselves to our past selves. So where you could walk 1 hour before and you can walk 5 minutes now, that is fine. This is where you are. This is where your body is. If you can walk 5 minutes, that is something to celebrate. That is a win. So don't look at anything you can do as insignificant. It's part of the journey, and this is how you make progress. It's not about perfection. It's not about what you used to do or even going back to what you used to do. But so long as you find your new way of doing things, that is fine. Now, celebrating small wins and having gratitude, I've put them as different, because gratitude is about just recognizing, yes, what you can do, but not just what you can do with your new body, but just recognizing everything that you have. And that's why it's important, so that you focus on the things you have, the things you can do, instead of focusing on the things you don't have and the things that you can't do. So another thing that you can do as maybe part of your winding down routine is to make a note of maybe 3 things that you're grateful for. Just 3 things. Or if you're like me, I have a gratitude document I've kept for years, even before my long COVID journey. And each night, like now, I do it at the end of my working day. That's when I do it. Otherwise, I'll not do it. And then I'll have so many days to write. So I do it at the end of the day, and I just write what I'm grateful for. And then I realize, hey, I had a win there that I hadn't recognized or acknowledged. So if you write that down, or write those things down, things that you're grateful for, then it also takes you into a positive space. And we, as I said, we just need to build ourselves up in some ways, and definitely giving gratitude for the things that have worked, the things that are working, the things that you have, the things you're able to do is so important, and just makes you more open to see other things that you're grateful for. So gratitude is important. Just even if it's 3 things that you're grateful for, that's important. And I think as I come to an end, I think a very important thing is keeping hope alive. There's always hope. I know some days you don't see hope. You don't feel there's any hope, but keep hope. This is the only way, or this is one big way you can move from moment to moment, from day to day, believing that something will change, or believing that better days are ahead of you. And I know it's very difficult, because when you're in that illness, you're not seeing what will happen. You don't even understand what's happening. So just keeping that hope is going to be something that's going to be big for you. And I know for me, honestly, throughout my journey, I did believe I'll get better. And I'm very grateful that I've gotten better. I'm so far away from where I used to be, and I've done that in my blog, which I'll share the link so you can read the things that I'm really grateful for, the things I'm thankful to God that I'm able to do, because I didn't think I would get to this point, but I've gotten to this point, and I'm grateful. I held on to hope, and I held on to my belief, and I held on to my faith, and I held on to God. So you need something to hold on to, and hope is such a big thing to hold on to. So I hope this has been helpful. As always, reach out so you can find ways to learn how to listen to your body, learn how to make your own routine to fit your own new body in a way that will support your recovery and not take you backwards. And so, as always, scan the QR code if you want to have a chat and see what you can do for your own situation, what you can do just to make each day or each moment better than the previous one, knowing that yes, for now, there's no cure for long COVID. There may not be a cure for the chronic illness you're going through, but I promise you, there are ways you can find to improve the quality of your life so that you can find new ways of living. Like for me, I've found new ways of doing things, but now thankfully I've come to the place where I can almost do what I used to do before. I can travel on my own. My mom doesn't have to live with me anymore to support me in doing house chores. I can do my ironing by myself. I won't iron because I don't like ironing, but I can do so much. And along the journey, when that was still not possible, I still found ways to enjoy myself in my own way. And so if you need support or guidance in finding your own way, then of course, please feel free to reach out and we can have a chat and see how to help you the best way possible. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Tune in next time where I'll be continuing this conversation of dealing with chronic illness. I'll have Chris on the episode where he'll be sharing his MS story and how he's also found ways to adapt and have a life that was deemed not possible. So tune in, subscribe, and then you'll get notified when that episode is out. And subscribe and take care of yourself. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Take care.